Welcome back to Let's Play the Black Crystal. I'm the Almighty Bob, and we're about to start Map 3, the Shaggoth's Lair. Just like everything else in this game, you can only access Map 3 from the Overworld map. It even says in the instruction booklet that you can't see the entrance to Map 3 until you get really close to it, meaning that it is completely invisible, and unless you know exactly where you're going, you're going to be traveling over every square of the map searching for it. It's starting with Map 3 that I come to the realization the writers of this game, and probably most of the people at Mastertronic, just hate people who play computer games in general. They've already come up with a lot of ways to make this game as frustrating as possible. They're probably now holding staff meetings saying, you know what? We've already made an incredibly hard game. How can we piss off gamers even more than we already have? Now, if the change in the screen isn't enough to give you that ominous feeling of dread, how about the fact that you're now stuck in a maze, and they're only going to give you a map of the maze for about 2 seconds. Then you come to the realization that you are now stuck in a text adventure. That's right. The wonderful people at Mastertronic decided to give you a little bit more traditional sense of adventure by channeling their inner Zork. The end result is the world's most frustrating game of Minesweeper. See, taking a look at the map, they don't show you where you start, and they don't show you where to finish. In fact, the only way you get even a hint of knowing where you are is the game will tell you how many Shaggoths are around you if there's one directly in front of you based on the way you just went. Of course, it would also be nice if it told us what it is we needed to do on this map. It doesn't say anywhere in the game, in the instruction booklet, or even the escape kit what our objective is here. So it's kind of just wandering around from square to square, hoping to find some clue as to where you're going. It does actually say that we will find objects along the way that'll help us. That is a flat-out lie. Now we start at the sanctuary at this point here. And our objective is to get down to this point here, which will take us to the next map. So this is the path that we're going to take through the maze. There's no polite way to put this. The Black Crystal has the worst command parser you've ever found in a text adventure. It accepts very specific commands, and anything else is just going to not be recognized. You can type go west, try to go west, it doesn't work. You can type in west, that still doesn't work. It even says in the booklet you can just type in the letter to move, but hey, that doesn't work either. I don't know why anyone would find that to be a big surprise. This is the Black Crystal that we're talking about here. Now taking a look in the booklet, you actually have to use the function keys in order to move around. It's the only thing that's going to work in this game. The clay bottle you see here is the one object on this map that you will always run into, and you can't continue without picking it up, because it contains what it considers to be an important object to this map. The Oracle Zenobi. Zenobi is the Samwise Gamgee of the Black Crystal. He is very annoying, he is incredibly useless except for minute circumstances, and for the most part, you just want to throttle him every time he speaks to you. Now the Oracle Zenobi is very much like the visibility spell that we picked up on the second map. It's put there in order to help you out, but is by and large incredibly useless. Calling on Zenobi will drain a point of your parity, and in return he's supposed to help you out. But for the most part, all he does is state the obvious. For instance, if you're to ask for his help here in the maze, all he's going to tell you is, you must move. These serpents are by and large just a minor annoyance. Their only purpose is to get a piece of gold out of you. Of course, if you don't happen to have any gold on you, then you're going to die and go right back to the sanctuary. Now I'm sure you can imagine why this level would be so frustrating back in 1985 on the Commodore 64. They show you a map of the maze for only 2 seconds, and of course back then you didn't have any screenshot technology, so you pretty much had to run stop the game and sit there with a piece of graph paper and make your own little map. Because of course if you didn't, you'd be stuck in a loop of never-ending death, as you would keep dying as soon as you step off the path and would end up gnawing your own arm off in frustration. And this is what we've been looking for the entire time, the entrance to the treasure room. Would have been nice if it had stated somewhere that this was our goal for this map. This is the first point where you get to see the text parser actually use a command other than move or take, or at least move in a direction. Now let's see. Drawbridge to the south, held up by well-oiled chains, cobweb-covered lever. What is it that we should do? I think we should pull the lever. And of course, it's nothing more than another death trap. I don't know about you, but I don't want to go wandering through that whole maze again. All you really have to do at this point is just move to the south and you'll reach the toll bridge. And as you can see, the puns in this game are just as bad as the coding. Now at this point it says that there's a rope hanging over a bottomless pit. Unfortunately we got no other choice but to climb down the rope. Now it says there's a tunnel to the south, there's really only one thing to do. Let's move south into the tunnel. Nope, it's not a bottomless pit because you fall 1,000 feet to your death. Well, you know what? Screw that. We're not walking through the maze again. Zenobi at this point would tell you that you need to swing the rope into the tunnel, but swing rope isn't a command that it accepts. So instead we have to say swing south. Folks, it doesn't get any better from this point on. So take a breather. This has been the Almighty Bob bringing you Let's Play the Black Crystal. I'll see you next time for Map 4, the Treasure Chamber. See you then.